Hi everyone. So today I thought I will share this bit of a process that I already started. So let's recap. So basically, I have these 2 pages in my Dylusions journal, and they kind of I don't really like them. So let me just zoom you out a touch. So basically, what happened was when I was creating this abstract piece, I also had some extra paint left, and I decided to just swatch it out on the pages next to it, and kind of didn't really like it. Started to look a bit like a mess. And yeah, so what I'm thinking of doing today is playing a little bit with collaging. So I went ahead and looked at an old-fashioned magazine and basically ripped out certain pages. Like I have 2 pages here left. I'm not sure if I will use them or not, but ripped out pages that I thought looked interesting and cut out images and also cut out some of the words. And the best images are when they're clean like that, so they don't have anything attached to them. So that's when you can really work with them nicely for collaging. So I really like this lips with whatever she's eating there. It looks a bit weird, but the colors are beautiful. So I thought I will use it on one page, and on the other page I kind of feel like using this doll's head that has been submerged in gold, and I want to build some sort of abstract contemporary piece. So let's see what I'm gonna do. So I've got a bunch of eyes here which I cut out of another image. Where's my second eye here? And at the moment I'm just auditioning the images, and I just want to see how it looks. So you can see how different the face starts to look depending on how you move these eyes. So she starts to look a little bit more sad this way, or I kind of like them like that a little, quite sassy. So you can play around how you like them, or you can set them off to make it a bit more even weirder. So then I have here 2 other images that I cut out. So this was like a Himalayan bowl of salt, and that will be like a body or neck actually. And then I also went ahead and cut out smaller images which will be perfect to build a little collage. I also have this image here, but I think it's a little bit too big. It will like take up the entire page, and I just don't know whether that's something I want or not. Although it's a beautiful picture, beautiful dress as well. So I think it's better this way, to leave some of this gorgeousness here. So I'll see where I attach this one. So I'll start with the doll face first. But I just wanted to really show you today how fun collaging can be. It's something I haven't done in a while, but so I've got this Confessions of a Fashionable Mind journal that I keep, and I really enjoyed collaging in here. So it's using different mediums as well, and just adhering different pieces of papers and cuttings from the magazines. It really is quite fun. So I would encourage you, if you have like an old magazine lying around, which happens to me a lot, then just go ahead, rip out some pages, cut out some images. It's actually really therapeutic to sit down and just cut out these small images. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to actually cut all of these out, so I can then somehow build. I feel like I want to add it here in like her hair area and build a nice little collage there. So I'm going to go ahead, cut them, and then I'll come back and we'll build the face further. So as I'm cutting here, I just wanted to have a little chat with you. At the end of the fashion magazines, generally you get like interior pages, interior design, and there you can find loads of these downscaled photographs of furniture and decor stuff. It could be like candles, frames, chairs, anything. And so they are very good because they're so small. You can create a nice little collage, even as they are right here, because they're clean images, nothing is laying over. You can see how nice they actually look in a little pile like that. And of that size, they will look very neat. So go ahead and cut them. And things like this. So this is a picture of a rug. And these are cushions. So I might use them as they are because they're small enough. But these are a little bit big. So what I will do is I'll cut them so they look a little bit cleaner around the edges. But I think I will use one of those punches that I have and punch out some shapes of them and use them that way. I will see. I haven't decided yet. The other thing is these snips, or the scissors that I'm cutting with, are the Tim Holtz ones. And they are just a dream to cut with. They have this beveled edge of the blade, of the cutting blade, and they just grip onto the paper so nicely. You can cut these like wonky kind of perfect little shapes, which looks so good for collaging. I don't like anything straight looking, and that's great because I can't cut in a straight line. And yeah, looks really, really good. And the other thing I wanted to say is it's a good way of making art if you're on a budget, because you don't really need that much. The magazine that I used to cut out these images out of is from 2017, so you know, something that is laying around and is quite old will do quite nicely. Now there are images which are overlaid like here, so you don't have a clean white edging around them, and you can be missing a part of it as well. So I've got a few, and like here I'm missing a sleeve. So what you could do is you could use it up to the level, like you could play around with it, you can still use it. So for example, what you can do, I'll just move these to the side to show you. So imagine I don't know, for example, I would take this, a couple of these. So then I have this area which I can tack something in that doesn't look perfect. So for example, this shoe could go in like that, or here. And you can just build your images like that, and it looks really nice. You can go on top, you can put things behind. It really depends what you want to create. And you can create a nice little cluster and play around with it. But at the moment, what I will do is I will actually glue down the face and the neck so that it stays in place, and then I can start playing a little bit more with it, because I want to kind of add some like white or something to it. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. I might as well cut off this bun, and that way just have the head, and out of it I could have all these things sticking out. That could be an idea. I wonder how that would look. We just had the round head. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead, use the Distress Collage Medium Matte and adhere it to the page. It's been a while since I actually created this collage, and I'm doing a voiceover now. So I don't remember exactly what I will be doing one thing after the other, but basically I started with some washi tape, and adding a little bit of washi tape into your collages or any kind of abstract paintings or textures that you're creating is always a good thing, because it's just something like an extra step. And also the fact that I layered like a pastel blue with a strip of thin black washi, I also quite like that, because that pulls in those black doodling, acrylic doodling that I have there on the right side of the page. So as I mentioned before, this collaging art technique is great for when you don't want to use too many products, you don't feel like it, or you're on a budget, because literally all you need for that in essence is just a little bit of a glue. I personally recommend the Distress Collage Medium Matte because it's great. It's created for collages, so it's going to have that nice matte look, and a pair of scissors, that's it, a magazine, and you're good to go. Obviously, if you already have a prepped page, that would help you because that makes the collage look like a piece of art rather than just on a plain white page. So if you ever have pages that you're not happy with, you can just go ahead and add a bit of a collage to it. So here I'm deciding where to place which piece of cutout image, and I did go and cut off the bun because I decided I didn't need it. I wanted to create this textural element, which could be interpreted as flower crown or hair, whatever that comes to your mind. And I'm just gluing these pieces to my kind of visual satisfaction. And there you can see I have punched out of rag images little circles, and so they're quite pretty because there are flowers on them. And that's it, that's literally what I'm doing. Also punching out more circles of varied sizes, medium sizes and small sizes, and kind of building, just building and building. The more there are of the patterns, the more interesting it looks, but I would recommend to keep it within the same theme, so I chose the floral theme in this case. Alright, so the process is finished. I had to finish off camera just because the battery was getting empty, but I will talk you through what I've done, and I'm so happy with it. It's so fun. When you're doing a mixed media project, it will take you, well, it takes me about a good 2 hours for me to be fully happy with sort of like a layout, like double pages. So for instance, something like this, you know, when I'm using stamps and die cutting and textural pastes, and you need to wait for everything to dry, and you need to get your stencils out, and so all of that kind of this type of thing with die cutting, it would take up to 2 hours when I really take my time. This is obviously something quite quick, probably about half an hour, just because it's purely acrylics and doing a bit of splatter, so that's really quick, probably less than half an hour actually. Also using like splatter and stuff, but this gorgeousness, oh my god, I'm so happy I did it today, and really happy that I actually recorded this, or the part of the process, to share it with you, because within an hour you can get really far with, you know, cutting and sticking. So in effect, all that takes time is just cutting out images from the magazine. So where shall we start? So first of all, very important with these brushes is to, if you're working with a distress collage medium, Tim Holtz advises to use a baby wipe in between the usages, because they you know, to prevent the bristles from drying out, because it is a glue at the end of the day. So I've done that, and then immediately after you're finished, go and wash it out in just soapy warm water, and your brush will last you a long time. So that's what I've done. As I said before, this is very good for someone who's a bit on a budget, and because all you need is an old presumably fashion magazine, or you could do it actually with other things, but if you want something quite cute and pretty, you know, you will need either interior design magazine or a fashion magazine, because for beauty stuff, you know, you will need those images there. So The only thing I used apart from an old magazine is a little bit of washi. So you saw in the beginning I put a few washes here. That was just to kind of give the page a little bit of something. When something picks out underneath the collage, it makes it more interesting. Like when you look at it now, it looks like I spent so much time creating these pages, and in fact all these little bits of acrylics that peek out, they look just so gorgeous now, and I really love it. Look at that little bit of here. This bit I just love. It looks stunning. A bit of orange peeking out here. Some of the brush or not brush, the palette knife strokes. I use this one palette knife because it's flexible and plastic, so it's really fun to kind of have a bit of fun with your acrylics without making any brushes dirty, and so that way you don't need to wash anything. So washi tape and punches, that's all I use. So I used a variety of punches. Now these I picked up at Hobbycraft, which are quite affordable. If you go for something like a Fiscus punch, that will set you off quite a bit, but these are good, especially if there's like a sale or something going on. So I've got 2 circular punches here. These were a few quid each, and I also have 2 butterfly punches. So one is teeny tiny and the other one is slightly bigger, but in fact they are the same image. So you could create like a layered butterfly, so you could stamp out the small one and the big one and layer them on top, and even, you know, like stitch them or glue them or something like that. That would give you a nice little bit of dimension. So apart from washi and a part of these lovely fun punches, there's nothing else. There's just the paper from the old magazine, and you get to utilize a page that you perhaps didn't like to begin with, but look how gorgeous it looks now. Like it looks like you spent ages. So I also done off the page kind of sticking, so I'm just gonna, as I speak with you, take care of that. And that makes it look quite interesting sometimes, but I do struggle to cut it in a straight line so that I don't cut into the page. So I've done a good job there. What else? So this is a different paper to the magazine paper. So the magazine paper is quite soft and quite thin, and I really like it for collages. It's perfect. In fact, that's all that I have left. I used up all of my cutouts. So that was a good job. So this one is the like the back end of the cover, and so it's a little bit glossy paper. And what I wanted to show you is that when you're using, where is it gone now? When you're using the Distress Collage medium, couple of you asked me why not use just a plain normal glue, is because it creates that lovely kind of matte look on the paper. So if I just show you, so this is the regular paper. Can you see the gloss on there? And this is the same paper but with that collage medium. So you see it doesn't have that bit of gloss. It doesn't do that, and that's what it makes it look quite nice. I like this look. So this one is even glossier because it's like you can see them together. It's quite a bit glossier. There you go. And it's thicker. But when you use the Distress Collage medium on top of it, it makes it look exactly the same as the other one. So that gloss isn't there anymore. So you can see here next to it with gloss. Trying to show you. There you go. Gloss and no gloss. So it looks much better that way. What have I done on the girl off camera? I just built up her crown, and using those circular punches kind of gives it a nice little bit of something which is different from the cutout images. And you can cut out like different papers. I picked the floral papers because I wanted it to be quite floral, and I wanted to have butterflies and kind of have that sort of pretty whimsical look about it. And so it looks like a nice kind of Frida Kahlo crown, like a hair crown, but you know, there are some armchairs, a footstool picking out of there, and you wouldn't really think of it when you see like a piece of furniture in someone's head, but it does create a nice little structural and textural effect. And so that's what I've done, and also using things like Self-Made, Golden Girl lipstick, All Things Beauty. A little mix of different fonts makes it always quite nice and inspiring, like Self-Made. You know, a lot of us artists on YouTube are self-made, self-taught, so that kind of reminded me of that. And then also there was a quote, there was an article from a woman who I think built up her own business or something like that, and the caption was, "Nobody's born a leader, you learn it." And I thought that was very inspiring, and I wanted to stick it in here to remind myself of that strength and power, and also the fact that, you know, you want to lead with your art, you want to inspire with your art, you want to teach people, you want to spread your knowledge that you have learned to others so that they start enjoying things. I mean, a couple of years ago, there was no chance I would be able to create something like that in an hour and be so happy with it and be confident with the placement of certain elements. And there were a little bit of situations, just a couple of situations where I wasn't sure what I was doing, like this this bit here for some reason took me a long time, and then in the end, once I settled this little circle underneath the washi to kind of connect the page, that was it, that was the end. But the rest, actually, I didn't need to think that much. It just all made sense. I just blopped it in and kind of went ahead and had so much fun with it. So doubles doesn't really make any kind of doesn't carry any message really, but I do like the font, and I like that it's quite bold, and the fact that there is a lot going on here in terms of art and collage, and a little bit of words on this side. I wanted this to be quite heavy on the wording, and the rest just to leave it you know, just kind of make the pages work together, but kind of on this page, these two to be quite bold, and then here there's loads of things to look at, small details and things like that. So I hope you find this really inspiring. I really enjoyed it, and that is it. And I'm happy that I didn't actually use gesso. Oh, this was the last point I wanted to mention. In the video, I said that I might want to use some washi just to knock back the bit of color that I had going on, and I'm happy I didn't do that, because like I said, look at that, it's all working beautifully together now. With the white, it would have just killed it, all the beauty would have been gone. But here's the thing, the reason I actually didn't end up using gesso is because I couldn't get it out. So the one I have is the Pebeo Artist gesso, and it says it's a 1 coat, and it's good gesso, I like it, but the tub is so I mean, I've been trying to open this tub for 3 days now, so I wasn't able to use gesso because the design of this tub is not great. And if you were considering buying this, I don't know whether I would recommend it. So I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to buy the what's it called? Liquitex gesso from I think it comes in a tube. That is just perfect for me. And even this type of smaller kind of jars, they're a lot easier, or tubs, they're a lot easier to open. So I would much rather go for something like that, or a tube is even better. I know that Dina Weekly, she does a good gesso, and also in a tube. But do let me know whether you are into collaging and just the usual chit chat that we usually have in the comment section. I would love to hear your opinions and comments and all of that. And thanks for watching as always. If you aren't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button. And yes, we will catch up soon. So thanks for watching. See you soon.